Hi Gypsies, this is Joy, and this is the tarot channel that tells you what you need to know, not just what you want to know. So today I'm going to be doing a reading about the one that got away. That's always a crazy one, isn't it? You always have fond memories of that person, even if maybe it really shouldn't have worked out. So we are going to be choosing from 3 different tarot card pouches. The first one is this sort of fuzzy brown and gold one. This is a snake skin, a faux snake skin pouch. I don't sew with real animals. And then the last one is, it's a micro suede and it looks distressed. Not sad, but the fabric looks distressed. So anyway, you got those 3 to choose from, and I will meet you on the other side. Hi, Group 1. We are answering the question about the one that got away. We're just sort of delving into your relationship and what happened and whatnot. So, Group 1, you chose the dark brown and gold metallic pouch, sort of fuzzy. And let's go ahead and take a look. I think we'll be doing a little bit of reading with the pendulum as well. So we've got tarot cards, and this will, let's see, we're going to be doing spraying the blue container, which has got lavender in it. It's for relaxation. Okay. Now what I did is I chose a pair of items. So I chose 2 different stones as opposed to 1, and this is representative of you, and this is of your person. Alright, this is a white agate, and it's known for grounding and stability, providing comfort and security. This here, the square, is an Amazonite stone. It helps to see both sides of the problem or different points of view, and it soothes emotional trauma, alleviating worry and fear. Now, if this is representative of the person that got away, this shape would indicate somebody that was very grounded. This stone, which is representative of you, it talks about using it for grounding. So I feel like the person that got away was a grounded person, and you were attempting to become grounded. And I feel like for at least some of you, this was a young romance. This was a very young romance, and they were an old soul. They sort of came in being grounded like that. A lot of people are like this, like me. They're going all over the place. Okay? And they were the wings beneath your wings. Am I saying that right? The wind beneath your wings. Okay. All right. Now what we've also got in here is a little bit of bric-a-brac, but those things I will pull out as we do the reading. All right. First card, solar plexus chakra. Oh, wow. Emotional loss. Okay, so oh my gosh, look at this. Do you see this shell spiral around this person. This is this spiral right here. Okay, so, and this is the cross card, by the way. It feels like this is your relationship, or this was your relationship. It was upside down and emotional loss. Okay, so it feels like that there was some kind of trauma with one or the both of you. And that's what pulled you apart. Because for a lot of you, this was a young romance. This is something that you were not able to figure out yourself. You were too young, you were too immature as much as you wanted to. But I'm feeling, as much as I hate to say, I'm feeling some kind of a sexual kind of stolen youth, some kind of molestation, rape. I hate to say that. Oh my gosh, I hate to say that. It feels like that was the thing that pulled you all apart, and I'm not saying that that happened in your relationship. What I'm saying is that one or the other of you had it happen within their family or somebody trusted, unfortunately. And this was just not something that could be fixed by you two. It was more of something had to be done with therapy, but at that time, I feel like people were not stepping up to the plate trying to find out what really happened. This is more like it was being swept under the rug. All right. Wow. Okay. Knight of Swords. And you are alongside that. Let's see if you can look down at this as well. Maybe I can... No. That's not going to work. Okay, so... it feels like this person that you were involved with had, and we're talking about the past right now, okay? This was in your relationship in the past. It feels like, and this is probably because what happened in their family, it feels like they were angry and not really paying attention to what could happen. They might have been impetuous, not looking to see where they were going. They're just flying willy-nilly. So if you look at that card compared to this Ten of Pentacles, do you see how calm this scene is? And do you see how crazy this is? So you guys were pretty much polar opposites. I feel like this was them and this is you. This was your family life. That was your family life. It's pretty idyllic. And this is what they were dealing with. A lot of tension, a lot of turmoil, a lot of anger. You could not understand what they were going through, which, that's especially at a young age like that. All right, now we go into, wow, upside down Justice card. Page of Cups. Once again, this is upside down. This is them, this is you. Do you see how calm this all looks here, this scene? They were searching for justice. and you were centered around the happiness that was going on in your own life. And children and adults as well, let's be real here, tend to be a little self-centered, paying attention to what's going on in their own small central universe. And this just feels like you guys were flying past each other. This was just not, you couldn't empathize because you just had no clue what they were going through. And it's possible that they were not real open about what was happening. I feel like they at one time tried to say something, and unknowingly you might have shut them down. All right. As far as right now, wow, this is upside down too. Queen of Pentacles and King of Cups. And once again, look how calm. Look how calm. This is you, this is them. I feel like financially they're a little bit wanting. They haven't yet figured out things. They're still dealing with what happened in the past to them. And I'm feeling like with this king, you see how calm he is, how very calm, but look at his face. To me, his face almost looks shell-shocked, like what happened? And I feel like this is where you're at right now. You don't know what happened. This makes no sense to you. The look on this guy's face, look at that. Let's get it close up if possible. I can see that. It's just very clear. Just sort of like, you know, I've got this happy kind of life, and I'm thinking about this person that just sort of got away, and I'm not even sure how it happened, how we broke up, or if we even actually, I feel like with some of you, it wasn't an actual, okay, let's break up. No, nothing like that. It was just sort of you drifted. And this emotional thing that was going on in this other person's family is what just sort of wrenched everything apart. You guys really weren't given much of a chance. Okay. Oh, so sweet. You know, this just really, it just chokes me up, because I feel like this other person, they were a creative kind of person, but it just sort of went out the window. I mean, this is broken, but you see what came up with it was this little fox, this little child fox with the bright colors and everything. It's the innocence of childhood. And with this symbol, and it's again the spiral. Now these are all things that I'm pulling for the past. I feel like this person had a lot of spirituality, but I feel like with what happened to them, it really took their life in another direction. This was just not meant to be, but it's sad. It is sad. Oh, I'm feeling like later on there was a Christmas time. There was a Christmas time between you two. I'm seeing this on a door, and the door is ajar, and it feels very vacant inside. And actually I'm feeling like you're looking towards their house, and they're no longer there. I guess they moved. And it just looks so empty and lonesome, and there was an old wreath that was still, okay, what I'm feeling like is they left in a hurry. That family left in a hurry. This is very sad. There was a sea connection between you two, whether you went to the beach and collected shells together, but it was just a very young, sweet kind of relationship that you had that wasn't allowed to blossom, and it just sort of went away. It was just, all right. With this symbol here, or this, I guess it's a bead. This is a brass bead. This looks not Native American Indian, but India. And I feel like this person now has got a very strong sense of themselves, and they have gone back to this spirituality. So if it's in any way comforting to you, I feel like it's just good to know that they're in a much better place, and they were able to put what happened to them to bed. All right. Yeah, that was a little heartbreaking, actually. Very little heartbreaking. So let's use a pendulum and just ask a couple of questions here. Let me make sure that this pendulum is cleared. Is this pendulum cleared? Archangel Raphael. Yeah, it's cleared. All right, so let's just ask a couple of questions like, do they regret having the relationship that you had? Do they regret that? And I'm getting no. I think they have a fondness. They look back fondly on that time. And do they consider that the relationship was a mistake? And I'm getting no again. Now, I don't know if you know where this person is, but let's ask the question, should you contact them again? Okay, and I am getting no. You know, they think about you fondly, but I'm feeling like they want to let sleeping dogs lie. They want to let those old ghosts just go away, and they don't want to be reminded of it anymore. So I feel like with that no that we got on the pendulum, that they just want things to just stay in the past, and they just wish you well. Okay? That was a very beautiful but sorrowful reading. That was just... All right, Group 1, thank you very much, and I will see you the next time. I generally upload twice a week, so thank you, Group 1. Hi, Group 2. You chose the faux snakeskin pouch. It's not real snakeskin. I don't use real snakeskin. And so we are answering the question about, or we are talking about the relationship that you had with the one that got away. So think of the person that you consider got away, and we might even do some pendulum work too to answer some questions. Okay, so let's start. We've got our tarot cards, and let's see, we've got the fragrance here, orange, and this is for lifting moods and reducing stress, so that's good. All right, the first thing we're going to do is choose or bring out, I should say, the two stones in here. One will be representative of you, and one will be the love interest that we're talking about. Okay. Where is it? All right. This feels like this is them. This is the amethyst. And you are the tiger eye. Okay, the amethyst. It signifies love. It carries the fire of passion, creativity, and spirituality. And some people use it as a protection stone. Okay. Now the tiger eye, which is the stone that you represent, you, I should say, it protects against negative entities. It helps focus the mind. It attracts good luck. It helps in meditation. And it helps you ground. So that's good. All right, let's first look at this relationship. Heartache and loss. Wow. You know, the first thing I saw when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing goth. I'm seeing goth outfit. I'm seeing a lot of black. I'm seeing spiky hair, leather, black leather, holes in clothes. I don't know if that was that other person or if you dressed that way as well. I'm feeling both of you did that. Both of you dressed sort of gothy. And this is upside down. This is the cross card, solitude. I'm feeling like, at least for some of you, you felt like there was a lot of turmoil in this relationship and you needed calmness. And frankly, if this is representative of you, the tiger eye, it feels like you may have been more spiritual than this other person. Let's take a look at the past. Okay, upside down. It feels like you two didn't have any money. I don't know if you didn't have a job or I don't know. But it feels like you had a lot of lack. The Emperor. Okay. And I feel like this is you. And it feels like this stone anyway. It feels like the tiger eye. It feels like you are, I mean, even though you did do the goth thing as well, I feel like at least some of you, and I'm seeing you as teenagers. You met as teenagers in school. You were in trouble together, detention or something. At least for some of you. You were more grounded than this other person was. And even though you did both the goth thing, even though you met in a situation where you were both in trouble in school, this person didn't want to get a job, the other person didn't want to get a job, they just wanted to sort of have fun, and you were the responsible one. They were sort of the devil may care kind of person. This is upside down as well. Queen of Pentacles. We're talking about money again. Interesting. Wow. So, as you guys got older, they still didn't want to be concerned about money. They almost felt like being concerned about getting a job and all that was against their politics or something. That it was in a way condoning this money kind of society. This almost feels like they were like they could have had like a hippie kind of attitude too in terms of money. The Hangman, and it's upside down. That's a major card. And this is you. You were not willing to accept the way that they were living their life. You had a certain way of thinking. You were responsible. And what they were doing in their life just seemed crazy to you, irresponsible, and no way to live your life. This feels like when you all were younger, when you all were teenagers, it was all well and good. But the problem is, when you get older, you start to make those other decisions, and it wasn't like either one of you were bad. You became different people that were not compatible anymore. The thing that held you together, the sort of the gothy kind of thing, it just sort of went out the door. That person that you're looking at, the one that got away, sort of stayed in that same mindset, but you moved on. Future, Ace of Cups, and this is for them. This is good. I feel like they've come into their own. I don't see a lot of money in their life, but they never really cared about that too much anyway. I feel like they're happy the way they are and in their situation. And then this is upside down, the Death card. And this is for you. This is also a major arcana card. Actually, the 3 cards that I pulled for you are all major arcana. Very strong reading. Very strong reading for you. Now, this Death card can mean death, but that's not mainly what it means. In this case, I feel like what it's telling you is you're not willing to let go of this old stuff. These old memories of where you were. And what it's telling you is you need to just let it go. And isn't this interesting? This Death card looks like the Goth. So let's ask a couple of questions in the pendulum, okay? Is it clear? Okay, does this person that got away, do they regret the relationship that they had with you? Do they regret it? No, they do not. That's nice. Well, I felt a lot of contentment with this card. They're in a good place right now, and I'd be very surprised if they regretted it. Even a situation that people consider bad, it's not bad. It's what you had to learn, so it's not bad. So, and I'm not surprised that they wouldn't regret the relationship with you. Let's ask if you should contact them. Let's ask. Should... Oh, I'm getting a strong no already. Oh, that's a real strong no. 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 I feel like what they're saying is they're in a good spot right now. There's just no point. It's done. Let's remember it as it was. And that's it. Even though you can think of them as the one that got away, you grew up to be different people, And if you tried to get together now, it feels like you're not going to have very much to say to each other. All you can talk about is the past. That's it. And it doesn't feel like this person wants to do that. If you left it where you had a bunch in common and maybe your families moved away and sort of ripped you apart, that might be something different. It feels like you grew into two different people. You don't have the same values, the same interests. So I think you might find it even a little boring to get together with them because you wouldn't have enough to say. All you'd be talking about is old stuff, and you already know what the old stuff is. Okay? All right, group 2. Very nice. That was a good reading. And I do readings about twice a week. So I will see you later, group 2. Bye. Hi, group 3. This is Joy. We're answering the question, or we're talking about the relationship, the one that got away. And we may even use the pendulum a little bit to get some yes and no answers. You chose the distressed looking pouch. So let's see what's inside. We've got tarot cards. Let's see. We've got the green. This is pine, and it's actually good for acne and arthritis. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got in here. Oh, let's first choose the stones out of here. Now, where is that? Here it is. Okay. I feel like I chose 2 stones, one for you and one for them. Now this is them, the tiger eye. And a tiger eye brings insight into complex situations. You can use this to protect against negative entities, and it helps focus your mind. And it attracts good luck, which is nice too. You chose the white agate for yourself. This is considered a supreme nurturer stone, and you can use it for grounding and stability. Okay, so you're the agate and they are the tiger eye. So let's look at this relationship here. Ooh, that's interesting. Moving on. That was a start. Okay, I'm getting a big feeling that they're the ones that ended it. They felt like it was time. It was time to... Okay. I feel like you're considering standing your ground. I feel like they thought you were stubborn and inflexible, and they just had enough of it. So I feel like this is a more mature relationship, and for some of you at least, I feel like you were living together and they just had enough. They just had enough. Okay, let's look at the past. This is upside down. This is their card. Okay, 6 of Wands. Isn't that interesting? This is their card, and this was their card, the moving on card, and this feels like going away as well. Okay, let's pull your card. Queen of Cups. So, wow, I really feel like, okay, with this Queen of Cups, I'm feeling like everything's just great with me. And your partner, this one that got away, I feel like they were in emotional turmoil. And I feel like you may not have been real sympathetic to their turmoil, and maybe you didn't understand it, but maybe you didn't try and understand it. Let's pull some more cards for them. Page of Wands upside down. I feel like, okay, with the turmoil that they had. Oh, and by the way, I'm getting that they were not real they didn't communicate with you very well, okay? With this Page of Wands, I felt like they got to a point with you where they were just emotionally exhausted. They didn't know what else to do. They were just exhausted. And part of it is because they weren't a very good communicator, okay? I hope it doesn't sound like I'm trying to lay the blame at your door, because I'm not. I'm just talking about both sides. But with some of you, we can all, in our relationships, even the ones that we consider really painful, we can all think of things that we could have done a little differently to improve. So I feel like this person, because they were not communicating with you, they just exhausted themselves. They stressed themselves out. Six of Swords. And once again, I'm feeling like you... Oh, wow. Six of Swords and Six of Swords. And they're both upside down. Okay. Well, you're getting the Six of Swords. I feel like during this time when they were emotionally exhausted, you were not communicating with them. So it sounds like in this in this relationship, at least for some of you, there wasn't a lot of communication. So when they were feeling at their lowest, when they were feeling emotionally exhausted, it would have helped to just sit down and discuss what was going on, but that was not happening here. All right, right now this is for your one that got away, Five of Cups, and it looks like they're not in a real good spot right now. It looks like they're pretty dissatisfied with how things have turned out. Whereas you, I feel like you're doing really, really pretty well. You're seeing the fruits of your labor. You're seeing money coming in. You feel very focused and centered. Wow. Okay, let's pull some of these and see what's going on. I'm feeling like this is talking about your relationship, and I'm feeling like this beautiful opalescent stone has been just sort of cut apart or cut open by this shard. And it's just occurred to me, the swords. Not communicating, not talking. This is what happened to your relationship, is no communication on both sides. It drove a hole through your relationship, and it's splitting it in two. And I feel like you all were different religions. At least for some of you, that might have been a point of contention as well. And with this very colorful, beautiful bead here, I feel like both of you together with your interests could have really melded together to make this wonderful, very beautiful bead together. Your life could have been like this, but it had a hole in it. It's that communication thing. And you know, honestly, I have to mention this, even though it's not a very romantic thing to say, but I do believe it's true. I don't believe that there's just one person for you. I don't believe that. I believe you're compatible with certain people more than others. I believe that. But the thing is, when you start thinking of somebody as the one or the only one, what happens in your mind is when you start to see red flags, like they've got a bad temper, or they treat their wait staff terribly at the restaurant and they don't tip, or they're using a lot of profanity even after you ask them not to, just things like that. I think when you consider them the one, you're going to say, well, they're the one, so I guess I better put up with that. No. When you start thinking of them as the only one, or the special one that you're supposed to be with, you let those red flags go. Not a good idea. I've done that. I know, okay? I know. And you don't mean to do that, to let these red flags go, but I'm telling you that's what happens. And then you end up where you didn't intend to be. Okay, so instead of thinking of this person as the one and the one that you're going to marry and so on and so forth, why not just hold them at arm's length for a while until you get to know them? And it's going to be a lot easier to leave them than if you see some behavior that's really, really what you would consider bad or not something that you would want to live with. It's a lot easier to leave them than if you just keep thinking to yourself, oh, he's the one, he's the one. Because then it's a lot harder to leave. Okay, so let's ask a couple of questions here as far as this one that got away. Let's clear. Okay, so do they regret this relationship that they had with you? Do they regret it? Oh, well, yes they do. Wow. Well, and that might be why they're just looking at the bad. See, in this card, they're not happy. All they're looking at are the quote unquote bad things that happen in their life. So I'm not surprised at that response. Should you contact them again? Big no. Big no. Let's ask the question, was this relationship that you had with them a mistake? Was it a mistake? No. There is, I get that question, so that's why I'm asking the question of the pendulum, but let me mention something about mistakes, okay? So, if you didn't need the lesson of this relationship, you would not have met this person and decided to hook up with them, okay? So you obviously needed that lesson, so why in the world would you consider any of this a mistake? Even relationships that I've had that are painful, that are so painful and you do not ever want to go through them again, I am so glad I went through them though, because at least I learned the lesson. How are you supposed to learn the lesson if you call everything a mistake? I mean, I'm glad. I'm actually glad I had some of those very painful experiences, because I went through them. I became stronger because now I have the knowledge, but they're not a mistake. So I just wanted to mention that as well. Okay? Let me get down from my soapbox. Okay, group 3. That was great. So I will see you for my next reading in a couple of days. I do these about twice a week, so I will see you later. Thank you, group 3. It was a great reading. Bye.